Imagine discovering that everything you know about the Minotaur and the Sphinx is just the surface. Today, we're going to unveil 10 shocking secrets about these legends that will make you question history as you know it. Don't miss fact number 10, it will change your perception of mythology forever. 1. Astronomical origins of the Minotaur. In the night sky, far from the lights of modern cities, constellations have been telling stories for millennia. One of these stories that may have astronomical roots is that of the Minotaur, the half-man, half-bull monster. According to some theories, the constellation of Taurus could be linked to this legendary creature. This idea is supported by the role bulls play in various ancient cultures, representing strength and power, crucial elements in Minotaur mythology. In Greek mythology, he is imprisoned in the labyrinth by Minos, a punishment not only for the creature but a reflection of the tensions and conflicts observed in the sky among the constellations. Furthermore, the labyrinth where the Minotaur was confined can be seen as a complex star map. Some scholars suggest that the design of the labyrinth could symbolize the Milky Way or a representation of other constellations surrounding Taurus in the night sky. This interpretation leads us to a deeper understanding of how the ancients viewed and interpreted the universe around them, using myths to record and communicate astronomical knowledge. The presence of the Minotaur and its relationship with the stars also speaks to the intersection of humanity with the divine and the monstrous. It is not just a fearsome creature, it is a manifestation of human insecurities and fears, amplified and placed among the stars as a way to make sense of the inexplicable. Thus, the Minotaur is not just a guardian of a physical labyrinth but of a celestial labyrinth that challenges our understanding of the cosmos. By delving into this astronomical perspective, we not only recognize the Minotaur as a symbol of fear and punishment but also as a point of connection between the human and the cosmic. This reflects an ancient wisdom where myth was not just a story but a lesson about life, nature, and our own existence in the universe, anchored in the stars we observe above us. Exploring these layers of interpretation not only enriches our understanding of ancient myths, but also broadens our appreciation of the intelligence and complexity with which our ancestors interpreted the world around them. The Minotaur, therefore, emerges not only as a creature of nightmares but as an emblem of the eternal human questions about who we are and where we come from, illuminated by the same stars under which we still walk. Love ancient history? Like and subscribe now to discover more secrets. 2. Minoan influences on the myth of the Minotaur. The Minotaur, this half-man, half-bull creature confined within the labyrinth of Crete, is not just a figure of terror in Greek mythology but also a symbol intrinsically linked to Minoan civilization. The Minoans, known for their advanced society based on the island of Crete, had a particular connection with the bull, a central element in the myth of the Minotaur. This animal not only appeared in their frescoes and rituals, such as acrobatic bull leaping, but also played a significant role in their religious beliefs. The importance of the bull in Minoan rituals and art suggests that the Minotaur could be a symbolic manifestation of the values and fears of this society. Bull leaping, for example, was not just a display of skill and courage but an almost sacred ceremony, reflecting harmony and control over natural power, traits valued by the Minoans. The representation of a hybrid being like the Minotaur can be interpreted as an expression of this culture's ambivalence towards animals, oscillating between reverence and fear. Furthermore, the complex palace of Knossos, often identified with the labyrinth of the myth, exemplifies the intricate and advanced Minoan architecture. It is believed that the labyrinthine structure of the palace may have inspired stories about this enigmatic labyrinth that imprisoned the Minotaur. This parallel between real architecture and mythology illustrates how the physical and cultural aspects of a civilization can influence and shape the legends that survive through time. The myth of the Minotaur, therefore, is not just a narrative about heroes and monsters, but a window into understanding the religious and cultural ethos of Minoan Crete. The Minotaur can be seen as a personification of the dilemmas faced by Minoan society, between civilization and barbarism, the human and the animal, the sacred and the profane. This duality reflects the internal tensions of a culture in constant contact with other civilizations of the ancient Mediterranean, absorbing and reshaping their influences. Ultimately, the Minotaur is not just an isolated creation of Greek imagination but a symbol loaded with cultural and religious meanings that offer insights into the practices, beliefs, and interactions of Minoan society with its world and the divine. Thus, in unraveling the mysteries of the Minotaur, we delve deeper not only into mythology but into the very essence of the civilization that gave birth to this fascinating tale. 3. Labyrinthine architecture. At the heart of Greek mythology, we find the Minotaur, a creature half-man, half-bull, imprisoned at the center of the labyrinth of Knossos. This labyrinth is not just a marvel of ancient Crete's engineering but also a symbol laden with profound meanings. Labyrinthine architecture, though rooted in Minoan concepts, transcends mere physical functionality to delve into deeper spiritual and social complexities. The construction of the labyrinth reflects Minoan society, which was sophisticated and hierarchically complex. The numerous corridors and passages of the labyrinth can be seen as a metaphor for the power structures and social control in Crete. Just as the participants of the labyrinth were manipulated and guided by invisible forces, Minoan citizens were intrinsically linked to the rules and rituals that shaped their society. Furthermore, the labyrinth represents the spiritual journey and the quest for truth, symbolizing the internal struggle faced by those seeking self-awareness and enlightenment. Within its confines, Theseus not only confronted the Minotaur but also his own fears and doubts. This symbolic journey through the labyrinth reflects the journey of the human soul as it navigates life's challenges, seeking clarity and understanding. The influence of the labyrinth extends further, serving as an initiation tool for young members of the Minoan elite. Surviving through the labyrinth, with its dangers and puzzles, could symbolize the transition from youth to adulthood, a rite of passage that tests cunning, courage, and perseverance. This aspect of the labyrinth as a site of trial and transformation is a recurring theme in ancient mythology and literature. Therefore, as we examine labyrinthine architecture, we see how it intertwines with the life, society, and spirituality of Minoan Crete, offering a rich tapestry of meanings that goes far beyond its stone walls. The story of the Minotaur in the labyrinth, therefore, is more than just a simple myth. It is a profound reflection of the complexities of human nature and society. 4. Hidden rituals. As we delve into the mythical depths of Crete, we encounter the enigmatic Minotaur, a creature that not only ruled the labyrinth built by Daedalus but was also at the center of complex worship rituals. These rituals, shrouded in the shadows of history, reveal much about the spiritual beliefs and social practices of the Minoan people. The Minotaur, half-man and half-bull, was seen not only as a monster but also as a divine being, demanding respect and reverence through ceremonies that possibly included human sacrifices. These sacrifices, according to some theories, were conducted at the heart of the labyrinth, a structure as complex as the beliefs surrounding its occupant. Historians and archaeologists suggest that the labyrinth may have been a ritual complex where rites of passage, death, and rebirth were enacted as a form of communion with the divine. This interpretation leads us to reconsider the role of the Minotaur from monster to mediator between mortals and gods. The Minotaur's connection to hidden rituals can also be seen through its role in Minoan society. King Minos, by keeping the Minotaur in the labyrinth, not only protected his community from the dangers represented by the beast, but also reaffirmed his power and control over the mysteries of life and death. The choice of sacrifices, often young people sent from Athens as tribute, reflects a complex layer of diplomacy and domination where the supernatural intertwines with the political. In addition to the figure of the Minotaur, the Sphinx of Thebes presents another fascinating study of myth and ritual. While the Sphinx is best known for her deadly riddle, less explored is her possible connection to initiation and purification rituals. The Sphinx, a being that combined human and leonine traits, challenged passers-by not only with a riddle but with a test of their ability to navigate between worldly knowledge and the spiritual. In this way, both the Minotaur and the Sphinx serve as gateways to understanding ancient beliefs in gods and demons, life and death, knowledge and mystery. Studying these beings not only illuminates the tales woven around them but also deepens our understanding of the civilizations that revered them, showing how mythology and reality are inexorably intertwined in the tapestry of human history. 5. Drugs and hallucinogens in Minotaur rituals. Delving into the mysteries of the ancient Minotaur, we explore a little-discussed aspect of his legend: the use of psychoactive substances in rituals dedicated to this fascinating creature. According to historical accounts and analyses of ancient texts, the rituals surrounding the Minotaur were not just ceremonies of sacrifice and veneration. They also included practices that sought to transcend the material plane and connect with the divine through altered states of consciousness. These practices suggest that the ancient Greeks, especially the priests and followers of these rites, may have used herbs and hallucinogenic substances to achieve visions or communications with deities. The island of Crete, home to the Minotaur, was known for its rich botanical traditions and the use of plants in various aspects of daily life, including medicine and religious rituals. It is plausible that herbs known for their psychoactive properties were employed in Minoan rituals to facilitate spiritual journeys. These journeys could be interpreted as means of better understanding the universe, divine order, and the monstrous nature of the Minotaur itself, which symbolizes both the human and the bestial, reason and instinct. These rituals, rich in symbolism and emotional intensity, could also serve as a link between the community and its mythical past, reinforcing cultural identity and social cohesion in Crete. By consuming perception-altering substances, ritual participants sought not only visions but also a shared experience of renewal and understanding, fundamental aspects for maintaining traditions and the spiritual power of rituals. These practices can shed light on the role of the Minotaur within Greek mythology as a guardian between worlds. The dual nature of the Minotaur, trapped in the labyrinth, reflects the states of consciousness attained by devotees, lost between reality and the visionary, the human and the divine. This threshold between worlds can be seen as a map for understanding the ancient Greeks' view of the universe and its structure. When considering the Minotaur and its associated rituals, it is essential to explore the possibility that drugs and hallucinogens were not just elements of healing or recreation, but vital components for spiritual connection and mythological understanding. This perspective enriches our view of antiquity, revealing a more complex and deeply spiritual facet of religious and social life in ancient Crete. 6. Sphinx as guardian of knowledge. The Sphinx, often depicted as a creature with the body of a lion and the head of a human, transcends the role of a mere guardian of the gates of Thebes. This enigmatic mythological being is, in fact, a complex representation of protection and wisdom. She not only challenged travelers with her riddles but also safeguarded the secrets of ancient esoteric wisdom. Legend suggests that the correct answer to her riddle not only ensured safe passage but also offered profound insights, functioning as an initiation into hidden knowledge. The myth of the Sphinx deepens when considering her role within the religious and mystical practices of Thebes. Historians and mythologists suggest that the Sphinx could be a guardian of divine knowledge, a symbol that separated the worthy from the mere curious. The ability to decipher her riddle, therefore, was not limited to testing intelligence. It was a test of perception and spiritual understanding, elements valued by the priestly elites of the city. Analyzing artistic and literary representations of the Sphinx over the centuries reveals an evolution in her symbolism. Initially feared as a relentless monster, she is gradually portrayed as a more contemplative and philosophical figure, reflecting shifts in cultural attitudes towards knowledge and the mystical. Interestingly, studying regional variations of the Sphinx myth reveals different interpretations of her role. In some versions, she is more than a guardian, she is an oracle, someone who not only holds knowledge but also selectively reveals it. This duality between revealing and concealing makes the Sphinx an even more intriguing figure within Greek mythology. The Sphinx as the guardian of esoteric knowledge invites a reinterpretation of her story, suggesting a layer of depth that goes beyond her gatekeeper function. She emerges, in mythological narratives, as a pillar of spiritual and intellectual journey, an entity that not only challenges the body and mind but also serves as a bridge to the higher realms of human understanding. 7. Sphinx and Egyptian numerology. Delving into the mythological roots of the Sphinx, it's impossible to ignore the evident connections with ancient Egypt, where similar figures were often associated with esoteric practices like numerology. The Greek Sphinx, with its riddles and enigmas, may well be a reflection of these influences, where numbers and their mystical correlations played a central role. Digging deeper, Egyptian numerology involved the belief that numbers weren't just symbols of quantities but also possessed magical and spiritual qualities. This view might have permeated across borders and influenced the conception of the Sphinx in Thebes. The famous riddle she poses, what creature has 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening, can be interpreted as a form of symbolic numerology reflecting the phases of human life. What's intriguing is the possibility that the presence of the Sphinx in Thebes isn't just an isolated symbol of wisdom but a testament to cultural exchange between Greeks and Egyptians. This knowledge exchange could include sharing esoteric practices, where numerology had a pivotal role in understanding divine mysteries and universal order. Delving into the archaeology of knowledge, scholars have debated the possibility that the myth of the Sphinx, as well as its association with numbers and life phases, is a direct legacy of these Egyptian esoteric practices. The figure of the Sphinx could, therefore, serve as a cultural link, symbolizing the bridge between Greek knowledge and Egyptian esotericism. Considering the Sphinx in the context of Egyptian numerology opens a new chapter in interpreting this mythological being. She presents herself not only as the guardian of Thebes but as a bastion of a broader and deeper tradition that transcends geographical borders, reflecting a tapestry of cultural interactions that shaped thought and religiosity in the ancient world. 8. Decoding the Sphinx's riddle. At the heart of Greek myths, the Sphinx and the Minotaur aren't just creatures of terrifying forms. They are emblems of mysteries and enigmas that transcend their stories told on the surfaces of ancient vases and papyri. The Sphinx, in particular, is not just the guardian of the gates of Thebes but also of linguistic and philological secrets that intertwine deeply in her famous riddle. The question, what creature in the morning goes on 4 legs, at noon on 2, and in the evening upon 3? Does more than test the listener, it reveals layers of understanding that change our perception of the myth. By dissecting the language of this riddle, we enter territory where each word carries significant weight. In a world where orality predominates, the choice of words and how they are pronounced can completely alter the understanding of an enigma. This is especially true for the ancient audience, which could have interpreted multiple meanings based on phonetic nuances lost in translation to the modern world. Studying these nuances invites us to consider not only the literal meaning of words, but also the broader cultural symbolism they evoke. For example, the transition from 4 legs to 2 and finally to 3 may symbolize the phases of human life, reflecting a profound contemplation of mortality and aging. However, there is also the possibility that ancient audiences could interpret these legs metaphorically, perhaps as phases of the day or seasons of the year, suggesting a more cosmological and less anthropocentric reading. The Sphinx as a creature is not merely a gateway to the city of Thebes but a portal to understanding the intersection between language, culture, and the human mind. Oedipus's solving of the riddle is not only a triumph of cunning over mystery but a defining moment for Greek civilization, highlighting the valorization of knowledge and intelligence, qualities highly esteemed in that society. Revisiting the Sphinx's riddle, we are not just exploring an ancient literary text. We are delving into a study of how the ancient Greeks viewed the world, life, and the cosmos. Each word of the riddle carries echoes of a time where myth shaped reality and reality fueled myth, in a symbiosis that challenges our linear and rationalistic understanding of today. 9. The Sphinx and the Divine Feminine. At the heart of ancient mythologies, figures like the Sphinx emerge not only as guardians of enigmas but also as powerful symbols of the divine feminine. The Sphinx, with her woman's face and lion's body, is often associated with wisdom and power, attributes common to goddesses in various cultures. This connection with the divine feminine is visible in her iconographic representation, echoing the veneration of goddesses like Isis in Egypt, known for her magical power and deep wisdom. This representation of the Sphinx as a powerful feminine figure reflects reverence for traditionally feminine qualities, such as intuition and the ability to preserve secrets and knowledge. In Greece, the Sphinx is best known for her riddle posed to Oedipus, a challenge that combines cunning and danger, elements that highlight her role as a guardian. This aspect can be interpreted as a manifestation of feminine protection, a force that can both create and destroy, depending on those who seek to surpass its boundaries. In addition to her role as a protector, the Sphinx can also be seen as a mediator between the known and the unknown, a bridge between the human and the divine world. This mediating position is a role traditionally attributed to female figures in many religions, where the feminine is seen as a channel to the transcendental, guiding the faithful in their spiritual journeys. Studying the Sphinx allows for reflection on how ancient societies perceived feminine power not only in the spiritual realm, but also in the political and social spheres. By comparing the Sphinx with other powerful female figures in mythology, such as the Fates or the Furies, we see a constant: the presence of feminine authority that is complex and multifaceted, transcending the idea of femininity as something purely delicate or secondary. These interpretations help to illuminate not only the role of the Sphinx within Greek mythology but also how these myths reflect and influence the understanding of women's capabilities and roles in ancient and modern societies. The Sphinx, therefore, is not just a creature of riddles, she is an emblem of feminine power, constantly challenging conventional notions of authority and wisdom. 10. Conspiracy theories and the Minotaur. The Greek myths of the Minotaur and the Sphinx, although known to many, are at the center of intriguing conspiracy theories that suggest a much more complex and obscured reality than the classical versions present. These theories challenge not only the authenticity of traditional narratives but also propose that such myths may have been manipulated or created to serve specific interests of power and control. Starting with the Minotaur, the creature half-man, half-bull, traditionally seen as an aberration confined in a complex labyrinth, emerges a theory suggesting that this monster never existed. Instead, the Minotaur could have been a king or political leader of Crete, demonized in Athenian legends to weaken Crete's reputation and justify invasions or political domination. The narrative of Theseus killing the Minotaur, therefore, would be an allegory created by Athens to celebrate victory over a politically powerful and culturally influential Crete. Furthermore, some speculations suggest that the labyrinth was not a real location but a secret code referring to the complex palace of Knossos, where human sacrifices or hidden religious practices were performed. This theory proposes that the labyrinth and the monster within it were metaphors used to describe the complexity and danger associated with the center of Minoan power, covering up practices that, if revealed, could expose a civilization to moral condemnation or external scrutiny. As for the Sphinx, the most provocative theory suggests that the creature was actually a guardian of the esoteric traditions of Thebes. The riddles she proposed would not be mere intellectual challenges but initiation tests to reveal deeply guarded secrets of the city. According to this interpretation, the Sphinx could symbolize a priestly leader or a queen who used riddles to protect crucial information, from advanced agricultural techniques to astronomical or alchemical knowledge. Another conspiracy theory related to the Sphinx points to the possibility that the myth was a deliberate invention to conceal the existence of an advanced matriarchal society in Thebes, which was progressively replaced by a patriarchal society. The story of the Sphinx, which kills those who cannot answer its riddle, could be a metaphor for the repression of female knowledge and the subjugation of women in positions of power. Revisiting the Minotaur and the Sphinx in light of these conspiracy theories offers a fascinating perspective on how myths and legends can be used to shape history, manipulate cultural perceptions, and maintain political control. This re-examination not only enriches our understanding of ancient myths, but also highlights their potential to conceal historical truths beneath layers of narrative.